Plato's theory of ideas, also known as the theory of forms, tries to explain how our ideas are the main substance of our reality, in contrast to countless other philosophers who believed it was something physical. Plato believed that our ideas inhabit a world which is separated from the one we live in, that they cast a shadow on our reality, which is the more clouded and unclear world which we see. Truth, according to Plato, can only be found in this abstract realm of ideas. Plato is perhaps the greatest and most influential philosopher from ancient Greece. The seeds that were planted in this era grew to become our civilization. Plato's theory of ideas is one of those fruitful seeds which has shaped our world, but many of us don't even know what it's about. To explain how the theory of ideas works in practice, Plato argues that we have both a pre-existence and a post-life existence. We can with clarity see all concepts as they really are in their purest form, but we forget about them after we are born. Therefore, during our lifetime, we are constantly recollecting memories that we had before our birth. When we see an imperfect circle on Earth, we recall the memory of a perfect circle, and so on. After all, we all know about the concepts of perfect circles, even though none of us have seen one. We all judge beautiful things by an impossible standard that none of us can live up to. So, how can we know that all the things we see on Earth are not perfectly beautiful when we haven't seen beauty in its most perfect form? What is this perfection that we are aiming for? In the world of ideas, you will find all the ideals that we always try to look up to while on Earth, but because of the flawed nature of physical reality, we always fail to live up to them. By scrutinizing concepts regarding human beings and our society, Plato thought we could reach an almost full understanding about such things as justice, beauty, knowledge, and the good, among other things. When we are scrutinizing these concepts, we are recalling ideas which we already know. The act of recollection is particularly important in Plato's theory. All human learning is part of this process of recollection. According to Plato, one needs to be skillful and work hard to attain a clear understanding of these ideas. He believed that most of us are not capable of that, which is why he insisted that society should be run by a group of enlightened people who have had the most training in understanding them. In the book Phaedo, Plato explains this idea in more detail than in any of his other works. If you put a question to a person in the right way, he will give a true answer of himself. But how could he do this unless there were knowledge and right reason already in him? And this is most clearly shown when he is taken to a diagram or to anything of that sort. Recollection is most commonly a process of recovering that which has already been forgotten through time and inattention. In all cases, the recollection may be derived from things either like or unlike. When the recollection is derived from like things, then another consideration is sure to arise, which is whether the likeness in any degree falls short or not of that which is recollected. Do we know the nature of these absolute essences? And from where did we obtain our knowledge? Whenever from seeing one thing you conceived another, whether like or unlike, there must surely have been an act of recollection. And must we not allow that when I or anyone looking at any object observes that the thing which he sees aims at being some other thing, but falls short of, and cannot be that other thing, but is inferior, he who makes this observation must have had a previous knowledge of that to which the other, although similar, was inferior? The senses, then, is derived the knowledge that all sensible things aim at an absolute essence of which they fall short. Did you ever see anything of the kind with your eyes? Did you ever reach these concepts with any of the bodily senses? I am speaking of all such things as size, health, strength, and in short, the essence or underlying quality of everything. Is their true nature contemplated by means of the body? Is it not rather the case that he who prepares himself most carefully to understand the true essence of each thing that he examines would come nearest to the knowledge of it, to search out the pure, absolute essence of things? Flawed physical nature is an obstacle when trying to fully understand such things. Ideally, one should be free from the body and must behold the actual realities with the eye of the soul alone. Plato's view is that the ideas are brighter and clearer than any of the single elements within its category. The particulars which are found in our sensory world are less important. They are just shadows of their true form. Whenever there is a kind of something, the ideals are the one for each many. In the world of ideas, you can find ideals in their most perfect form. These are ideals that we cannot live up to, but we should still strive towards them. Human beings are always longing for these ideals, even though they are unable to fully reach and grasp them. Many artists in the time after Plato's death have continued with this idea. They have tried to always become better at understanding and showing the beautiful, the good, and the truth. Plato insisted that these ideas are never changing. They are always true in all places and at all times. They are objective rather than subjective. He says that they belong to the realm of the pure, the everlasting, the immortal, and the changeless. The true nature of everything is contemplated most perfectly by he who approaches each thing, so far as possible, with reason alone. Plato's theory of ideas established a foundation on which he built strong arguments for the nature of the good, the ideal state, and many other things.